الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق الناظر الحق بالحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقدار العظيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما صلى الله تعالى عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. O Lord, we thank you for the gift of life and hope of glory. Plead our cause with those who intend to strive with us. Fight against those who are fighting us for no reason. Cover us under your divine canopy. Take away shame, disgrace, and reproach from us. Grant us renewed strength, favor, joy, love, and inner peace as we seek your face. Be our strong rock and house of defense this day, that whatever we say will glorify your name, for henceforth and even forevermore. Amen.
Register, can you please call? Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Witness. Welcome back. You may kindly take your seat. Mr. Witness, for continuation of your testimony before this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and related matters, may I remind you that you are still under oath. Madam Chair, I now have the honor to hand over the witness to you.
Good morning, Mr. Jawara.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning, Honorable Commissioners and Honorable Chairperson. Mr. Jawara, are you going to proceed with in Mandinka or in English language?
Yeah, in Mandinka, but before we continue, I would want to raise a point of privilege.
All right.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair?
You can go.
Yeah, I want to raise on a point of privilege.
Yes.
I would like to speak in English, then from there we can proceed with Mandinka. Madam Chair, I am here today to give my testimony to this Honorable Commission, which I anticipated long time ago, and I supported it since the inception. I am a political activist. I am a politician as well. I criticize so many things in this country, but I have never ever criticized this commission because it's a cause that I was anticipating. And this is something that I told the new CEO when he came to council, that there will be a commission one day. Let him be very careful of whatever he is doing. And today I'm here with no reservation against anybody here. You cannot find that in any of my comments or my conversation. I have no intention to disrespect this Honorable Commission or anybody else here. But what I would like to inform the Honorable Commission is that I am here to give my testimony, not to convince the commissioners or the council, but to give the information that I have. That information will be used by the commission to make their judgment. And also to inform you that I came here just day before yesterday to submit my statement. And yesterday I started the proceeding. I would like to inform you that I have not been privileged to get any rule of procedures regarding this commission, which entail how procedures are carried on here, or my rights as a witness. But I believe that you being the chairperson, reading your biography, that you know that you are presiding over us here, which my protection is on you. I should be protected by you. My rights should be protected by you. I'm not here to seek for any respect, but what I will be seeking is my rights to be guaranteed as per the Constitution. This is what I have to say, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Mr. Jawara, what you have said is noted. The Commission have rules that have been gazetted, and these rules are basically on the procedures of how this Commission is to handle its matters. And we believe that we've not had any issues, because we believe we've been applying the principles of fair hearing and applying what the rules say. Even though we don't read the rules because it's bulky, we cannot. But if you are interested, we can give you a copy of the rules. You can contact the registrar and he can avail you the said rules.
Okay.
So, but we believe that whatever we are doing and what we are doing and what we will be doing is guided by the rules. Whether we explain to the witness or not, that is what we are applying. So, and nobody will be an exception. So, anybody that comes here, you are guaranteed that your rights will be protected, and the rights, the Commission also will protect the rights of the councils that are discussing the issues with any witness that sits before us. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, just as a matter of reminder to everybody that the Commission is a court sitting. It has the same powers like any court, and it has powers to commit anybody that it believes had gone beyond board. We have committal proceedings. You know, if we believe that you have gone overboard, we will not hesitate to apply the law to the fullest. So I just want to remind once more, it's a court, and that is why I normally intervene for there to be decorum. Right? Thank you. Council, can we proceed?
Good morning once again to the Honorable Commissioners and everyone present. Mr. Jawara,
Yes.
you will be speaking in Manika, you said?
Sure.
All right. Now, I will ask you a few questions that I had asked yesterday, just to have the records clear.
Ako sa memang kalabay ko nung niya jube yun kardo be yun karol kono ay menken hanisan alafta kawo sen kanke kote ke police aja ko na record solo stilin no le wala si seneano.
What did you say your educational background is?
Ako follow ako ila londo ye men fonun kunung ko ila karango danta min tole.
I'm not around under senior school, but currently ngavo jambe diploma ke on public administration. And also,
my education is from senior secondary school, and from there I am now heading with a diploma.
Cyber security for which I apply Toronto School of Management.
And I applied. What's it called?
Toronto School of Management.
Toronto School of Law. Management.
So currently your qualification would be senior secondary school, is that correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Ako signing kumu senior secondary school wala mitela londo di follow. Yemen soto.
Please, your answer, please.
Yes.
Yes, so we are discussing the issues regarding the audit report, the system audit.
Akoni ajube nakachabe kungu menti olem system audit report.
That was conducted for Basa Area Council for the year 2021.
About tamandinu Basi sango kame for the year 2021.
Have you had opportunity to see the system audit?
Ako fo inata kaido ni wala report on nje ifaiba. Yes, I do.
Have you seen the part that you were said to have withdrawn together with the CEO and the finance director an amount of $100,000 from Sabi Ward?
Ako report ko ni ajuwe tunkunga bijemi yala ko ite fango to bota jele iko ite CEO and director of finance atole tata ko do bondi banko to mi yala ko Sabi Ward la ko dolem ako foye je fana jele. Yes, I do.
So now I will read to you what the auditor said.
Ako sign auditor la ko makango afango bina wale karanna ifango ya mo ye memfo.
And I will also want to hear your own version.
Andu na bota wala ila mo yoro ko la fana bela fala ka mo muna be kala ila jabi rot.
Do you understand that, sir?
Ako je fahamle. Yes, I do.
On page 46 it says, during the review, we noted that the council withdrew monies from the ward development accounts from Bajakunda, Gambisara, and Sabi ward.
Ako ate kamem fo wol kamem fo ten auditor le meitande ko to la ci sisiro kono kabiri aje inata je ko
monies were withdrawn from Bajakunda, Gambisara, and Sabi ward.
Ako jele la ci sisiro na ta itande la ko le so tam ya lon ko ya bondile atlandi la to wala mu withdraw bank ko do ya withdraw jele mi ya lon ko do menu tamo wala mu kawilolti memu Sabi ward Bajakunda and Gambisara
without following due process.
Ako la ci sisiro me itande wala mu imansilo noma anyama menyanta pour ko do bondi.
That the CEO, finance director, and their respective councillors.
Ako ate CEO, financial director, and in councillor menabije
withdrew from the ward development account to finance council's activity without informing their ward development committee.
Ako nyinna itandi ko o molde wala muneke tata ko do bondi bankol to mi alon ko kabilo le tamu andu ema foye fanko ntol sulata la kodola.
So for Sabi ward, which you were the councillor,
ako ninda Sabi ward andu Sabi kra itela tundoti mi alon ko ila itelem councillor tiye.
The amount is $100,000.
Ako kodo mi alon ko alia bondi atata fo wili kemekling.
Do you agree with the findings of the audit report?
Ako nyine kata kalamol timi yalon ko chisis lalo ila report on nyine ti kamen fo audit report. Ako so nyi kalmol ya moyle ya isontala banko akata wala nyama ba.
Sontale kodo withdraw tale 100,000 but man song cover procedure man follow.
Yes, I agree that there was a withdrawal of $100,000, but I did not agree to the allegation that we don't follow the due process.
Why did you say you do not agree with the fact that you do not follow procedure?
Ako dali jumala soto member tina ba fola ko ite man song wol kam foten ko alman silo noma.
Because procedure man caring.
Because there is no procedure.
Kata wolungo fana ka bula fo bi.
From that very day till date.
Muya longo abe suffering ka fo ni council fan lafta kodo use la account holdo.
Which is written to say if council want to use monies from those said accounts.
What procedure le nyanta follow la.
That is the procedure we should follow.
Na manke procedure mun ya landi wodo da mankang ni wodo be kodo tala account.
Apart from the procedure that is laid for the ward, if the ward need monies to withdraw from the bank.
What is the procedure laid down if the ward wants to withdraw monies from the account?
Ako nin kabilo sotota wala tundu lafte la kodo bondi la bank. Ako sila juma le biji al kamen samba.
Okay, sila juma ndekata.
Excuse me. The procedure I take,
wala mnyenti ko janninga ko do withdraw any ward development committee no sotondile nenna ward committee members all nga request of finance safele nga make sure finance executive members all your request sign to show that they authorize the payment.
My way that I use whenever I want to withdraw monies, that of the community, what I normally do, I call the meeting, community meeting. There we write a request, and from there we call the councillors to assure them that, or let them know that we want to withdraw the monies from the community.
Why is there the need to inform the committee and then they will now come up with a request before the withdrawal? Why is that important?
Ako muna mo adaloti wala muna atin na kumayata puru ni be ko do bondila ko me ya fo nyamen ika je kabilor mo ko mandi ka fo ni ka cha dandal request anu nal bota je al kana request o safe wala mu ka safe ko ntulu tusula tan nangam la mbina nyi nekela
ya ndeya fille ka fo wala nyanda kela do na reportol bi jamu ya yita di councilol ka ko do withdrawal unilaterally ini la community bukata barinde ngaje ko wala nyanda be ko kuto ay tari transparency ninno mol fana yata wala yaketa sababu din de ko apply.
Well, for me, my purpose of doing so is that I just want things to be transparent. This is why whenever I'm withdrawing money, I do as I said. But yes, of course, there are certain councillors who used to withdraw monies bilaterally without contacting the community.
Adila kodo nyimfananka jole council buka femfo.
And the money is to be paid, and council never say anything.
So niajibe wo fanan allowed.
And if you see to that, that is too is allowed.
Will those councillors not be wrong, and will you not be right to make sure that the monies that belongs to the community, you get back to the community to inform them or to come up with a request, because the money belongs to the community. So for those councillors that are withdrawing money by themselves, do you not think that would be wrong, and what you were doing was the right thing?
Akoni ajube ite ya fo manyamen fango kamenke aning council dol mi ala ko yo le kumo fo janko wol fadan kam silo menta akoni ajube al mo fulolo nin kumu jumale le ku kendo ke kam bari ni ajube ite la silo ni mol saje wala mu ku kendo de bari ko do ite tante kabilo le tamo so ko do ni be bulu la lisula ta fema fenna je anyanta le pour ni kabilo le kacha ko mi fama ya foko ita e ka wala ke wala nyama so asa ita la ko ite tale betata bari wo council doli kam men foko wala ko do tale amaru nyol buka kalamta wo manki siloti fo silole.
General council le felta ila duties wala tina wo ko nyinka ke wonya.
Yes, this happened because of the failure of the general council.
Because imam procedure landi,
because no procedure was led
pour safe as a resolution
for those monies to be written as a resolution to show the way the monies should be withdrawn.
So yabula momon dimbulu
whoever is responsible.
No, yabula momon dimbulu council bulu.
If they leave any council or give to any council,
puru nabe koro bolela imma be request on at la but request on nying ibuka verify for meeting minutes bijele bang for executive members only have signed neba itel ni councilor ya sign wrong, they are fine with it. So
whenever those councillors come, they only bring what they normally call the request. But at the council, they don't mind to go through to see whether these requests have minutes from the community's meetings or so ever. They never do that. All they are interested is to see that council have initiated his signature on the said request. That's all.
So what you are saying is a good information. That if councillors are withdrawing money unilaterally, and there are no rules set out by the General Council, that may be a failure on the General Council's part. But you as a councillor for Sabi Ward, you knew that you had to go and get the request, and that was why you adopted that procedure.
Ako ite ya kalam tale ko kodo nying dandimba tala fonga silo noma ako nyina atina ina taw silo noma
Because you felt it was the right thing to do.
bari ite menje wala la longoto ite aluna ko wala nyanta. Yes.
And for those councillors who are unilaterally withdrawing monies from their own ward, from their own wards,
ako councillor mi alam ko kodo ta ila tundol to
without informing their ward committees,
andung ibuka o chimaro wala ibuka itandi la committee la kabilol ben biye
without a request being made,
andung fana ibuka safere ke kamen for request pour ka ko kaitandi ko sulata kodo nangam la.
the monies did not belong to them, so they cannot decide by themselves alone how to spend the money.
Ako nyin kodo mi alam ko ka ta mandi wala ka dépense ako nyin kodo man ko itol tante nyin kodo ti.
Is that not the case?
Ako fa man ko nyaa.
That
is the truth.
Now, that is when the ward wants to spend the money.
Ako wala mo kome me itandi wala me satata wala mo ning ward ni sulata katika kodo nyin bondi bank.
Now, if the area council wants to spend the money,
ako sa inatara area council fa mo sa wala sulata kodo la proka dépense.
with your experience
Ako itela longoto wala ila londo to me sudo.
of being a councillor,
Comme londo me sudo ila do kudo me mu council yati.
what steps should the finance director or the CEO take if they want to spend council's funds?
Ako sa lafte nyinin kala ya fo moli sila jumale mu inyanta mentala ning area council sulata kodo la me alon ko community le tam. Pour ka dépense sila jumale bije wala ka sinfa jumale ta.
Okay, council step ñing garo beta baake.
I'm grateful about this question. This question is very important.
Because ndefa personally nga template order dale.
Me myself personally, I made a template
Ka submit to general council.
which I submitted to the general council
Kafo the financial disbursement system mumbe area council.
to say the financial disbursement system in the council.
Ndem man qualification also.
I have no qualification,
But ma understand is a proper way.
but I don't understand that is a proper way
Because there is nothing like vote control system today.
because there is no vote control system therein.
Iganyi mumbe for budget 10. Wo just
All what you said about this budget is just like
budget today.
there's no budget.
Kodol kata bank le,
The monies are taken to the banks.
kodol ka spend.
The way that is monies are spent.
Budget buka control.
The budget is never controlled.
For instance,
For instance,
you know, ila budget
your budget,
yanda timeline ne dilala.
you need to have a timeline for it.
Major projects, capital project,
Major projects, capital projects,
livelihood projects,
livelihood projects,
support votes.
support vote,
Wol nyanda timeless otola.
they need to have time.
Like for example, is from January
For instance, like from January
to March.
to March,
Maybe me focus la major project only.
maybe our focus will be the major projects.
Project any request mun nada.
But any project request that came,
Mumu livelihood project le.
and that is a livelihood project.
Umanyana kodo manyana dunawdo.
But for money, we should not spend money therein.
Then as it start from March,
Then it starts from March,
maybe June, July,
maybe June, July.
I'll see support ta.
We can take support.
Then by end of the year,
By the end of the year,
then I'll see livelihood project all
we
implement.
can implement the livelihood projects.
Niye nyininka wala nyanda kela
If you ask me, that is the way it should be.
adun defanguye na time ta ko draft
And myself, I took time to draft that,
and I nga present to the general council,
and which was presented to the General Council.
but anene man follow.
But that have never been followed.
So ndela miro to niye nyininka kodol nyanda spend na nyami.
So my own thinking, if you ask me how the money should be spent,
Anyanda control system ne sotola.
it needs to have a control system.
Muya longo ni request wol binamba jubela fo nyin request wala wato sida le wala la wato man.
Therefore, we can see any request, any time we go a request, we will know whether this is his time or not
Janning kodo be dispose.
before we dispose the
So
finance.
nyina mndela miro to kodol nyanda dispose la nyami.
These are my thinkings, how the money should be disposed.
So part of your worries or your problems in the Basi Area Council
Akosa ini ajuwe itela jakalolu anila dengo Basi Area Council.
from what I get from your explanation,
Come ite kamen foto ngibe men sata kamate men jije wala men soto ila kumoto.
and again, don't hesitate to correct me if it is wrong.
Ando fana ba ma ko la bena men fola data almobi isa atilinda wala isa fa be ke.
Is that in Basse Area Council there were no rules or regulations being followed, especially by the council or by the management?
Ako sa niye meitandi wala ko Basse Area Council imang luwa landi je mi ko nyanda tamala nyame wala silo al itolu council aning ila administrative.
And in fact that will prompt you to make effort to bring out regulations, to draft regulations to make sure at least there are rules to be followed.
Ako wo batina isaje ko isafero ke ka itandi ko na dogo jiro jang luwal membe jang wala nga singol me so simfal men so nyanda tamala nyame nyanta o normal.
Is that the case?
Ako am doka dole jama.
Wala mtonyat.
That is the truth.
Go ahead, please proceed.
Council man interest rule of procedure.
The council is not interested in the rule of procedure.
Council man interest rule of law.
He is not interested in the rule of law.
Alenya actual mulbejete.
All these actors you see, you saw. If you ask the councillor, some of them never seen them. Some of the staffs, you'll ask them, they will have said, I would have never read it. They don't have regard about this law.
But the painful part,
but the most painful part which makes me angry is that
among specialization
somebody who knows have no specialization in any way.
I efforts general council apply.
I make this effort, came to the general council and said to them, let us apply this. They just rise up and go.
Because not how to call it, standing order, the draft.
The standing order, I personally drafted.
Nana the general council.
I brought it to the general council.
Cover the proceedings to
show that the proceedings that have been used therein,
it's wrong.
It's very wrong.
Because in Temol allow la komika bantabat kachat.
Because we cannot take that to make it as a bantabat chat.
Fair debate bukake.
There is no fair debate.
Everybody can just get up yediam.
Everybody can get up and talk.
Mundiate, no timing, nothing.
Whatever you want, no problem.
No ethic committee.
No ethic committee.
Pour more discipline.
To discipline people.
Pour more for na meeting also.
For people to come to attend.
Because the council told you ni man kabring 2018 near Conti 15 minutes you mark a meeting you mark a council.
There are certain councils, if they are questioned since 2018, they have never spent in a meeting for 15 minutes.
If a councillor is sitting, demanding, I would I say.
You can see whenever a meeting is called, council will come, present themselves for a few minutes, go and collect his allowance and leave.
I have to intervene in debate chair lumen.
Any day I chaired, I need to intervene. And whoever, any council who rises here to say that he got a problem, let him not receive his allowance.
Standing order, councillor will tell it.
This standing order, all councillors rise. They left me sitting. When I presented the
because
all what they said is they are not interested.
So these are the kind of information we need. Because the idea is you have the area council to serve the people. That revenue is collected from the people.
Because
and so it must benefit the people. So if you are making that effort,
so it
doesn't matter whether your highest qualification is grade 12 or 9. You live with the people in the ward, in the area council, and so that's why you're making those efforts. So that things will go the right way for the benefit of the people living in the country. And in fact, the entire country at large. So you'll be surprised to even know that there are rules governing the area councils. There's a local government act. You have the Finance and Audit Act.
You have
the Finance Manual. And so if the area council or the management will disregard all of this, that is why we will need people like you to understand under what circumstances it was done and why it was done. So that today the knowledge you have had in area council and what you will get from here will further enrich you and the people that are listening and everyone present. So now the management of the area council, the finance director, the CEO, there is a way that they should spend the council's funds.
CEO and director of finance.
So that it would not be wasted. So when the auditor said that the 3 wards, together with the CEO, the finance director, and the councillors withdrew money,
CEO, director of finance, and councillor dolu. Without
following due process, it does not mean they have committed fraud. It may mean that you don't understand the procedure. If that is the case, we will tell you what the law says. If there is evidence of fraud, we will tell you. But we will not tell you that you have committed fraud when you have not committed fraud. But we will also tell you if you have committed fraud as well. That is why when we understand under what circumstance the withdrawals were made, you may be well advised as to what were the rules or what are the rules that govern the withdrawals of funds. We had asked this question to the finance director and the CEO. They admitted that how they withdrew the money was wrong.
Ako ito lang fang sontale mo frol be sonta janne ko to nyala mu yesilo menta kanyin ko dolbe bondi anin silo manta amang keko.
While finance may not be your expert, may your expertise,
ako ni ajuwe askeno ite dum na frol la nyana la funti nyawo manke la siloti.
The finance director, that is his expertise.
Ako bat ni ajuwe ni amo finance director wala mat la siloti ate la karango mu walti.
And the CEO.
And the CEO fana.
So they will know whether how they will make you withdraw money is wrong or is right.
Baritol mo frol bari alondo be wolle wol dum ya karam tale wala jantale ka karam ta ko be silo mento ka ko do bondi ani silo manta.
Now back to the main question.
Ako sa ngamuru na nyini gar fangola.
What did they say they needed the money for when they approached you for it to be withdrawn?
Ako sa follow alafte dame fa wolem ko ji mo fulo ka bri futa tema. Ite ko dingo membe sirinteng yemune fo ko wala mi la suloti pour kalta aleta ko do bondi.
Okay, Imoflo man Nankang the same time.
Both of them appear to me at the same time.
Imoflo man Nankang.
Okay, both of them did not appear to me in the same time.
CEO Leon call.
I was called by CEO.
Akonyo ko protocol mulbe council bulu.
He said to me that the projects that are on the council,
nyanda wolle finance la nyanda bagasol sanna pour ka wodo ko le complete.
We need to buy goods to finance. We need to finance that projects by buying goods to complete those projects.
Aya fonye ka fo payment project go be kerine anin council kono because nga office extension all fole.
He said to me that there is a pavement project and council too we have some renovation therein.
Mul nyanda finance la.
Which are to be financed.
Because project wall nun come aliaje nyame procurement buka follow.
Because of if you see the projects as you see the procurement is not followed.
Council found like a kodota ka bagasol sang ka whole project will implement.
It is council themselves who used to take monies and go and buy the items and complete or use the project.
So was situation auto pour ka bagasol sang ka project will implement under them, not to give it to a contractor, but it tell them will implement ka.
But that is the way they take monies, as I said, to buy items to implement, not but they themselves implement. That is the reason.
Because
I know that is something that we know we the General Council have approved it. And these monies in this account, they were there for 2 good years, we did not spend them. And if you ask me about why it is there for 2 years, I will tell you the reason why.
Because of project, okay, fine.
Yes, but because of our monies, and I know there are projects that need to be implemented.
But
But I assure them that when they take these monies, whenever accounts have monies in the accounts, they will refund our monies before we need the monies.
So
this is my reasons why those monies were withdrawn.
So at the time that the monies were withdrawn, were you just acting based on the CEOs or the finance director, especially the CEOs, what that you know that they will pay back the money?
Akosa nkodo nyinga brabe donto kan fo imoflo la kumole mbam fo CEO la kumakangole me ilata no wala ko kodo nyimbe jolale.
Islada CEO la kumakangole director man they approach.
Yes, I believe the CEOs because director did not approach me.
Now, will it be fair to say you were taking a risk personally to trust the CEO's words regarding the refund of the monies?
Akofo sa fono ku ite ku le ke mi alon ko amon koy pour because of menketa mo kilina diamte ko mba jolale station tale wala ilatara
nga risk ka tale killing
one. Yes, I took the risk one.
Nga lon ne CEO be mo be la ko do molale bari tente la ko do.
And I know that CEO will take people's money or eat people's money except myself.
All right. Now, are you familiar with the finance and accounting manual?
Ako first time na fulo landinya anata mandinya o ina buko nga ben for financial manual. Ako for ku kalam tajere ba.
Yeah, nana da kula regarding the time to time nga ajubele nimbina debate la on any issue related to finance.
Yes, whenever there is an event or an issue, before we gather or before we do something, I used to glance or I go through.
Yes, so I will now give you the finance and accounting manual so that you read 504, page 35. Then we can have a discussion. Do you have it with you?
I was having the soft copy, but
let me avail you.
Akosa de menkela mente ko ko kala mbe ko le fenkle ngawo itande la manual oni fango ya karang ay no mani mem.
504, control of expenditure. So please kindly read 504 with respect to control of expenditure.
Control of expenditure. The Director of Finance is directly responsible for the control of expenditure. He is personally responsible for the control of all votes and liable for any unauthorized expenditure. He or she shall ensure the following: the expenditure of the council shall be within the approved estimate. All payments made must follow due process as stated in this chapter. For all expenditure, appropriate payment vouchers must be completed by finance staff. The payment vouchers must be accompanied by the appropriate supporting document such as purchase order, original, invoice, bill, debt note, time sheet, goods received note, receipt, invoice, payroll, etc.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes, so for the CEO and the finance director,
CEO and finance director,
this is the process that the law says they should follow.
You
have read, in fact, that the law says that they are even personally liable for unauthorized expenditure. And paragraph B, you have also read, it says all payments made must follow due process as stated in the chapter. So that council cannot just spend money anyhow, they have to raise payment vouchers for the necessary payment. This you may have known, you may not have known. But the finance director, they knew about this and they admit that they were wrong in how they would do the money.
CEO and finance director
Did they follow this process?
Actually,
I am not aware.
Did they show you any payment voucher regarding this particular withdrawal?
No,
not at all.
Did you knew at the time that this process was to be followed?
Hadn't I knew it, I will never do it.
Because
anything that law says, I have to follow it like that.
Yes, so that is why when the auditor said due process was not followed, this is what they meant. The required documentation to spend public funds were not followed. Do you agree with that? Yes.
What I have learned from the law hearing,
audit report
I don't see that law on that report, audit report to quote it.
This one.
Argument based. This is why I base my argument. To say there is no procedure that I don't know on the law side. To say we should follow this. This is why I was resisting. I don't agree.
But with this law,
what this law,
100%.
It's 100%.
I agree.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jawara.
Thank you.
This is what we expect. And this is the spirit of the commission. So that we all know where we are standing. That issue is done and dusted. But just to clarify on one point, did they refund the money?
Yes,
the money was refunded.
But left up.
Yes, go ahead, please.
Yes. But I want to explain how this money was refunded. They say they will pay cash.
Because from 2018.
For me, since 2018.
Or beyond that.
Namange
CEO la withdraw wallet.
Apart from that CEO's withdrawal.
Statement.
My name is not in that statement.
Withdraw account.
Whenever I'm withdrawing monies from the account, however small they are, I have to accompany it with 4 community members. They write the name, the monies, the name of the treasury, and it is witnessed.
Kabrigo benyendila na ngoe ko yeta deposit itelea je yeta ya deposit account. I reflect.
When this monies was given to me in cash, I told them no, you have to go and deposit these monies.
Because after I reflex account otole.
Because I want these monies to reflect on the account.
Cover withdraw.
For that to be sure that it is withdrawn.
A deposit.
And it is refund deposited. That is how it was done.
To be fair to you, to be fair to you, this is the only time we have seen, or I have seen, that the audit report mentioned your ward.
Audit report
that there was a withdrawal of $100,000 without following due process. I didn't see any. If I had seen any, I would have confronted you with that. So you said it was deposited back to the account.
Yes.
Do you recall by who? Do you have a copy of the account? The transaction?
Yes, statement of jam.
Yes, I have the statement here.
Can we kindly see the statement? Is that the cash deposit by Navakurubali on the in November 2021?
Yes.
November 2021.
This is a photocopy?
No, not sort of bank total. I think maybe it is a photocopy.
Maybe it's a photocopy.
Honorable Commissioners, we apply to tender the statement of account, Basse branch, Basse Angle Footer. Is it Angle Footer or Angle Footer?
Angle Footer.
Angle Footer. Santa Su. Sabi Ward Development Committee, is that correct?
Yes.
Which bank is this?
Vista.
Vista Bank. Into evidence as an exhibit. The statement covers 2nd January 2018 through 31st December 2022.
it. The statement of account for Basse Area Council, for Basse Area Council, which is the Sabi Ward Development Committee, covering the period 2nd January 2018 through to 31st of December 2022, is hereby admitted in evidence and marked as LG/YG/BSAC/002.
As the Commission places. Do you have anything else to say, sir?
Then sort of you'll have to be for
Yeah, regarding new area.
Yes,
or maybe,
before you make a speech, let me ask you a question first. Yes. As councillor from 2018, you said you finished in 2023, right?
Ako councillor ila kumakawol ko iko ya follow 2018 but ye nata ban 2023.
As a councillor of Sabi Ward.
Ako bayro vitele mo Sabi Ward la councillor ti.
How many projects were implemented during your period?
Ako itela Sabi ila tundo to ako yuru dogu jalle kata je itela wato ko no.
By council or by my own effort? In the
collective,
I want to know.
So obviously you work with the council to implement projects.
Ako bayro ni aju ite mo council ti. So ite ni council le ka kafunyola ka yuru afa dogo ke alla tundo to.
Yeah, nga council project call mansia back but in the ka effort mulke ka project call na.
I want to make it clear here is that council's projects are not many, but me myself I do initiate projects in my area.
Because from 2018 kana 2023.
From 2018 till up to 2023.
Muntata bohol nani.
For about 4 boreholes.
Ngo sineje.
I dug them therein.
In Sabi Ward, how many villages are in Sabi Ward?
Ako itela tundo to Sabi. Ako sate jalebeje.
Sase tanning konondolebeje. 19
villages.
Now, during your budgets, in each of the years that you have spent at the council, do you propose some projects to be implemented?
Project Jamal propose le jamo wote fo ka project propose jele ba wala yuru aka fo e fen ko do ko men nyanta kala itla ma fa wala fo ka dol ke jele ba. Yes, I do.
Can you give us evidence of the proposals?
Ako for isuo fe ko se dira mo soto banka itan ko ha aketale wala ikakele.
Project call nga submit to fengol sifa fulanga.
Projects we used to submit, we have 2 ways of submitting projects.
Ela wodo ni wodo e word plan so.
If the ward have a word plan,
ndela wodo do nga word plan so.
For my ward, I have a word plan.
Nga submit le,
which I submitted.
And in the 5 priority areas. 5 priority areas.
And I have about 5 priority areas.
Nga submit le.
I submit that.
But ni budget will be now.
Are they costed when you submit them? Are they costed?
Yes.
Can you bring? Yes. Can you submit to this commission from 2018 to date the plans?
Plans will be already approved to tundo do. Ila fere wala police wol samana commission do yes submit ka itandila.
Ila soft copy me mbulu jana nim break can print out.
Yes, during break time I'll print out. I'll do the print out.
But how do we ascertain that these were the ones that you submitted to the council? For them to incorporate in the budget that they
because ala copy and the planning department.
Because I know the copy will be at the planning department.
So you write to the planning department. You could print what you have, allow them to certify it because they know it is there.
Maybe certify.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, you said you had something to say.
I'm not sure whether the commissioners have questions before the witness will have to say something.
Sorry, one is for clarity, and the other is a form of advice. Mr. Jawara, is it Jawara or Jawara?
Jawara.
Jawara. Which committees were you a member of?
Many of these committees that normally do investigations, I used to be a member or lead. But council's committees, I am the chairperson of the development committee.
Is that the only committee that you are a member of in the council?
No.
Which other committees are you a member of?
Budget committee, they recently joined me there when things were not going right. And equally to finance committee, I was late joined to the finance committee because of our protests against the finance committee, and also the task force on financial suppression and revenue suppression, and also a task force on financial mismanagement. Yeah, and yeah, these are the committee on international affairs. Yeah, basically, I think if I could recall.
Okay. When you were a member of the finance committee, were you privileged to be one of those that reviewed the budget of Basse Area Council?
Actually, like I said, it was recent lately in 2022 when everything collapsed. And then we were making protests against the finance committee in ineffectiveness, and then they're like the way they operate, was not good at all. We want the finance committee to be dissolved. And then they said, no, okay, you can join them so that you can put more energy. But like I feel I was not the chairperson and I was not the vice chairperson, so I cannot summon meetings. And then they don't call meetings. So I end up saying I can't join a committee that is dormant, is ineffective. And then for me to be there and to say I'm there, it doesn't make any sense when I cannot change anything.
Okay, you've answered my follow-up questions. That is, have you ever had any meeting? Well, you just said that you never had any meetings.
No.
Now, my advice to you, I've seen from the statement of Vista Bank, when the money was being withdrawn, the 100,000, your name was specifically written there. I just, as a word of advice, if you are not going to implement the funds, don't allow yourself to be, your name to be inserted on a check that you will not have control over as to how the monies are going to be spent.
I quite agree with you 100%. That was the procedure I took from 2015. You can print that statement, you will not see my name. But this one comes at a point, because of the urgency they put it, and then I feel it necessary, is something necessary, because as far as the council activity, and I allowed that. But that was the first, and that's going to be the last.
Okay, thank you.
Any other question?
All right, you were about to say something before we begin.
Yeah, lafta mum fola wolom nying account holti. Lafta mum fola wolom account hol nyilti.
All I want to say is all about the accounts.
So Niye account holje idita wodol la pour wodol ye project call le activities oleke.
These accounts were mainly given to the communities for them to implement their projects or when the need arise.
So ngafo kavo sanji fula account o nyingono mama dalilo mumbije lafta pour ko wala sea.
What I want to make it clear is that the reason why, because I say that we have these monies in our account for 2 years without touching them. I want to tell you the reason why we don't touch them.
Because near report all jube kajale ward committee sol ka kodota ka meeting kili kumandi e ka spend wala yetake kudo la muya lonko maintenance slow maintenance e tractor trip killing at muya lonko to slow maintenance no la ika kodol spend water.
Sometimes you realize there are certain communities they used to receive or withdraw monies and use them in like this small work maintenance or sometimes meetings, spending them like that.
And as a politician, you should be very careful.
And as a politician, when it comes to such, you need to be very careful.
Because
Because later on, people will allege you or accuse you that you have embezzled all the monies.
Ward committee la kodo.
This is why, for me, my ward committee's money,
you
need to feel it and you need to thumbprint.
Because apart
from that, I'll never receive or withdraw monies for such, which is not sustainable.
So,
that is my procedure.
And in the procedure, we are long area council,
and this is why I have to go. There is no CEO in the council whom I don't work with. Who will say that me, myself, personally, I came from Sabi Ward and I withdraw monies.
Sometimes when you present
sometimes when you are present there, if I withdraw a check, by at the form or on the form, those who are present at the time, I write all their names and I request them to sign. That to say, yes, I am a witness by the withdrawal, when he was withdrawing this money.
Because
I know what I am in for. There will be a day I will be accounted for. And I need to have witnesses for that. Those who are to stand firm and be that is my way of taking the community.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jawara. It is always important to strive to do the right thing. We can never be perfect human beings. On that note, we will respectfully ask the commissioners to discharge the witness. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Jawara, you are discharged. But however, when we need to recall you, or to be confronted with issues, we will do so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Registrar, can you please call the witness?
Good afternoon, Mr. Witness. Welcome to this Commission of Inquiry into Local Government Councils and Related Matters. What is your religion? In which language do you wish to make your testimony? You didn't, okay. Do you wish to swear by the Holy Quran or make an affirmation? Affirmation. Madam Chair, the witness wishes to make an affirmation. Okay, Mr. Witness, please raise your hand in the air and repeat after me. I, Lamin Balde, do solemnly, sincerely, and truly declare and affirm that the evidence I shall give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Okay, you may kindly sit down. Madam Chair, the witness has been sworn. I now have the honor to hand over the witness to you.
Mr. Belde, good afternoon.
Yeah, afternoon.
You are welcome.
Thank you.
Council, can we?
Sure. Thank you. Can you please state your names? So witness, look in front of you.
Yes.
Great. Can you please state your names?
My name?
Yes.
I'm Lamin Balde.
Where do you live?
I live in Wellingara, Breng.
In where?
Breng, Wellingara, known as Wellingara.
Okay. What is your occupation?
My occupation? Civil servant.
Now, you gave a statement to the investigators of the commission. Is that right?
Yes, I do.
And would you recognize your statement if you saw it?
Yes. I have my statement with me.
Let me show you. Is that the statement that you give?
Yeah, exactly. It's the statement.
And that's your signature?
Yeah, that's my signature.
And you read the statement before you signed it?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Now you have two attachments to that statement.
Huh?
There are two attachments to that statement.
Yes.
One of them is a receipt from Mansakonka Area Council.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yes.
And the second one is a payment agreement.
Yes.
Now, where are the originals of those documents? Mr. Balde?
Yes.
Where are the originals of those documents?
Which documents? I can't get you clear.
You provided two documents with your statement, is that right?
The statement?
When you gave your statement, you
Yes.
gave two documents.
Yes. Documents?
What's attached to your statement?
Now, my statement here.
Are there documents attached to your statement?
No, there is no document attached to my statement.
Have you turned the pages?
Okay, yes. No, okay, no, this one, I am not the person who gave it to him directly. It was given to them by the admin officer.
By who?
By the admin officer.
Okay, so were those ever given to you?
No, I was not questioned on this one,
No.
on this issue.
So do you recognize the receipt
Yes,
with
yes.
the Mansakonka Area Council?
Yes, of course I do.
The one dated 29th of September 2020?
Yes.
Were you ever given a copy of that?
Yes, of course I have the original.
You have the original. Do you have it with you?
Yes, it's
Okay,
with me.
can I see that, please? Also, the second document, do you have the original of that as well?
Which
The payment agreement.
The payment agreement?
Can you check?
No, I was not given any document pertaining to the payment agreement.
The ones attached to your statement. Can you just check the last document? From Mansakonka Area Council. The one dated 11...
Yes, it's true.
You
No,
have
but
that one?
I don't have this one.
You don't have it?
I don't have it.
But were you ever given a copy?
Yes, of course. I was given a copy, but I can't remember exactly where I put it.
But is that an accurate copy of the one that you were given?
Exactly, yes.
Okay, so would you like us to tender that one as well, so that you can rely on it?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the original receipt here.
Assistant Registrar, can I please have that? As well as the statement.
The statement?
The original statement.
This is
Your witness statement.
that's my witness statement here.
Okay. Thank you. So, Chairperson, I'd like to tender the witness statement of Lamin Balde dated 18th October 2023 and the copies of the receipts. One is the Mansakonko Area Council receipt dated 21st September 2020 and the second one is a payment agreement dated 17th December 2019. The original of the receipt is provided. I don't know whether we can tender the copy and give him back the original, or we can tender.
Yes, we will tender the copy.
The copy.
We'll accept the copies and we'll give him back.
I'm grateful. I've compared them and they seem accurate, but I'll hand it over to the chair anyway. I'm grateful.
The witness statement dated on the 18th of October 2023, signed by Lamin Balde, with a Mansakonko Area Council receipt dated the 21st of August 2020, and a payment agreement dated the 17th of December 2019 are all admitted together in a bundle and marked as LGC/LB/MKAC/001. The receipt from Mansakonko Area Council has been compared with the copy. Seems they are the same. We will now return the original to the witness. These are admitted in evidence and marked.
That's the Commission, please. We're grateful. So, Mr. Balde, can you tell us what your educational background is?
Grade 12.
Can you lean forward so that you can speak directly into the microphone?
Yeah, grade 12.
Okay,
Right.
so I see in your statement you said that you attended Tahir Ahmadiyya Senior Secondary School in 2001.
Yes.
That's when you went to senior secondary school?
Yes. Exactly.
When did you complete?
In 2019. In 2001.
You completed in 2001.
2001.
But your statement says that you attended senior secondary school in 2001.
No, I completed, maybe he could not hear me, but I completed in 2001 and started working in 2002.
Okay, and is that the extent of your educational qualifications? Grade 12?
Yes, grade 12 certificate, yes.
Okay. Now you said that you began working at Mansakonko Area Council in 2002 as a market collector.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and after 3 months, you were transferred to Jara Central as a revenue collector for rates.
Yes, that's correct.
So what's the difference between the market collector and the revenue collector for rates?
Yeah, market collector are the guys who go inside the market and use the tickets issuing the vendors inside the market. So for that of revenue collector, will handle a district whereby we'll be responsible of the rates and taxes and licenses within that area.
So for the market collector, you only go to the market?
Yes.
One market?
Yeah.
Or several markets?
Yeah, but then there's only one market.
There was only one market?
That is the main market.
Is that the case still? Is there only one market?
No, right now we have 3.
Okay. So you have several different market collectors?
Yes, exactly.
So do you have, so the market collectors only collect at the market?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when you were transferred to Jara Central as a revenue collector, were you given a different appointment letter?
No, I was only given the promotion.
It was a promotion?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have a copy of that letter?
The promotion for a senior revenue collector?
No. So you said from market collector
yes,
to revenue collector?
Collector, I was taken to as a revenue collector.
Was it the same grade, market collector and revenue collector?
No.
Okay, so do you remember what grade you were as a market collector? And
I can't remember the grade.
So what about when you were made a revenue collector?
Yes, senior revenue collector at grade 7.
No, but you were a revenue collector before you were made senior revenue collector.
Yes,
so when you were made a revenue collector, what grade was that?
No, I can't remember the grade, but that of senior revenue collector, it was grade 7.
What year were you made senior revenue collector?
Senior revenue collector, that was in 2015, if I can recall.
You said that in 2015 you were made accounting assistant.
No, in 2007 I was promoted to senior revenue collector. In 2015 I was promoted to account assistant.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you were promoted to senior revenue collector in 2007, what grade was that?
Grade 7.
But then accounting assistant was also grade 7?
No, that was a mistake because by then I was not with my promotion letter, so I can't remember exactly. But when I look at my promotion letter, it was grade 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you were made senior revenue collector, where were you stationed?
I was stationed in Brain, Yara East.
You said you were posted in Jara East.
Yes, I was in Jara East just for a period. Let's say maybe 1 month, then I was moved to Jara East.
Okay.
Yes.
And then when you were promoted to accounting assistant?
I was in Jara East up to 2020, then I was brought to the office.
So as a revenue collector, can you tell us what your roles were?
Yeah, as a revenue collector, normally we just go around on these trade licenses to collect trade licenses and then to the various alcalos, like the villages, we do normally go to the alcalos and collect rates from them.
So did you only collect rates or were there other revenue lines that you collected?
Yeah, trade license, rates, you have hawkers and other like hawkers, yes.
And you collected all these revenue lines?
Yeah, you know, trade license covers most of areas, like trade lines, welders, carpentries, they are all under trade license.
So, you collect trade license fees from different businesses that are...
Exactly.
You also collect rates?
Rates, yes. From
compound rates?
Compound rates.
Commercial rates?
No, only compound.
Only compound rates?
Yeah, only compound.
You collect whatever fees you're collecting from hawkers?
Yes, hawkers.
Okay, so you're collecting all the different revenue lines?
Yes.
Did you collect as an individual or in a group?
Yeah, sometimes individual, sometimes we do have group collection.
When do you have group collection?
Yeah, normally when we just started the collection, like if the year ends, like for example by January, if we started collection, before in 3 months we'll be going in group collection.
So from January to March you're doing group collection?
Yes.
And then after that you do individual collections?
After that we can do individual.
So when you're doing group collections, how many of you are in a group?
Yeah, we can sometimes 3 to 4.
Okay. And how do you decide where you're going, what you're collecting? How do you arrange yourselves?
Yeah, normally we sometimes...
Can you move back to the mic or move the mic closer to you?
Okay. Like for example, if we are going on rates, we'll be depending only on rates and taxes collection for that whole day. From there, if we are going on luncheons also, we only concentrate on luncheon collection for that whole day. That's normally how we do it.
Who is your line manager?
Who?
Or who was your line manager when you were a revenue collector?
The land manager.
You didn't have a manager or supervisor?
Of course.
Okay.
Sometimes I do lead the team.
Okay.
Yes, I myself.
That was when you were a senior revenue collector?
Not as an account assistant.
Okay, so still?
Still, yes.
Okay. So, as account assistant, you go into the field?
Yes.
Okay. How often?
Huh?
How often do you go to collect revenue?
Almost Monday to Friday. Only if I'm given an assignment in the office. Not to go.
Okay. So let me ask a more general question. How many of you, or how many revenue collectors do you have in Mansakonko?
Rec Council. Revenue is 6, because every district there is a revenue collector.
There are 6 of you?
Yes.
6 of you stationed at the head office, or 6 of you for the entire council?
No, they are in their various postings.
All these 6?
Yes.
Okay.
I am the only one on the ground at the office level.
Okay.
Yes. So normally if we are going on this group collection, I'll meet the revenue collector on the ground with 2 other guys or 3. Then I'll find the revenue collector on the ground there. Then I will go with him on collection.
And so you're saying that the other 5 are posted to different districts?
Yes.
Okay.
Every district there is a revenue collector posted there.
And how many other staff make up your finance department?
At the finance department?
Yes.
Well,
so there's 6 revenue collectors,
yes.
or there's 5 revenue collectors. You're an accountant
yes.
assistant,
so
right?
there is another revenue collector, or that one is at the center.
Okay, so
yes.
Does that mean there's 7?
7.
Or rather there's 6 plus you?
Yes, 7.
Okay.
Plus the guy at the center.
Okay.
Yes.
And then are there any staff below revenue collectors in the finance department?
I don't get you.
Are there any staff?
Yes.
As in, is there any position that is below revenue collector?
Below revenue.
What about the market collectors?
Yeah, the market collectors are there, but those guys are only responsible for daily market collections.
Okay. Do you know how many there are?
No, I can't know exactly how much.
How many? You said you have 3 markets.
Yes, 3 markets.
Okay.
No, the third one is just been allocated, but not yet operating. So right now
it's not yet complete.
Yes.
So
No, it is completed. It is already given to people. They are already occupying there, but not yet. So it's only the 2. Yeah, only
You're
the 2.
saying the market is complete.
Yes.
There's already vendors in the market.
Yes, exactly.
But what?
No, I mean, there are vendors going there, but not yet settled. So they only paid for their monthly canteen, but for that of duties, it's not started.
When was the market opened?
The market, it's a long time, because what happened, they were...
This third one. This third market that you're talking about.
The started one here?
The third market.
The third market?
Yes.
No, it's just it might be in 2 months back.
2 months back,
yes.
Okay. So, let's say 2 markets.
Yes.
For duties to be collected.
Exactly.
So, do you have 1 market collector per market, or do you have more than 1?
No, there are more than 1. I think they can go up to 6 or 7 market collectors.
So about 7 market collectors per market.
Yes.
Okay, so let's say maybe...
No, these 7 are serving both 2 markets.
Okay, so 7 market collectors for the 2 markets.
Yes.
Have they told you when the market collectors will start collecting duties from the new market?
No.
And how much is the duty that you charge to the market vendors?
It's $10
per day.
Per day, yeah.
What about the canteens? Do you know how much they pay monthly?
Monthly canteen, it depends. We have different canteens. Others are paying 1,000, others are paying 800. And
per month?
Per month, yes. And others
what kind of canteen would pay $1,000 per month?
Those on the highway.
Those what?
Those on the highway.
Okay.
Yes, paying $1,000. That's the front canteens.
And then the smaller ones at the back?
Yeah, those ones are paying
800.
800. And then inside you have 500.
Do you know how the canteen tenants apply to get a canteen?
Tickets or for their allocation, you mean, or what?
Yes, to be allocated a canteen.
Yeah, though I don't witness it, but normally what happens is when the market is constructed and finished, there will be letters written. So whoever is interested will apply for a canteen.
Who writes the letters?
Huh?
Is it the council that writes the letter?
The council, yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
they write a letter, or do they publish something in the newspaper?
Yeah, it's sort of a publish.
Okay.
Yes. So whereby if anybody is interested, will apply for the canteen. Yes.
And do you know how many canteens there are at the markets?
Oh no, I don't know exactly.
Do you have a rough idea? So maybe say like the front canteens.
Yeah, the front canteen you can have at least, I think, is it 12 or 13 front?
Per market?
Yes, per market.
Okay. When you're collecting revenue, what tariffs do you use?
I don't get you.
Do you have a tariff?
A tariff?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, do you have the tariff with you?
No, I don't have the tariff with me.
Okay, who provides the tariff to you?
It's the Director of Finance.
Okay.
Yes.
So you have a tariff for what revenue lines exactly?
For?
Which revenue lines do you have a
Yeah,
tariff
like trade license.
So you have a tariff for trade license?
Yes.
Okay, what about rates?
No, rates, there is nothing like tariff.
So how do you know how much rates to collect?
Yeah, rates, normally when we go on assessment, but like if we come to a compound, we'll assess the houses. Like if there is a one line house, then the line house is entitled together with the district rate at $115. Because the district rate is $100 and then the fire insurance is $15. If it is rates, when it is grass, it's $10. So the district rate stands at $100.
It doesn't matter how many houses are in the line house?
Of course it matters. When you have two, you have to pay like $130 because always iron is $15. That's the fire insurance.
Okay.
Yes. When it is grass, it's $10. But if you have two grasses, it means you're going to pay $120.
Okay.
Yes. When it is two iron, is $130.
What do you mean when you say iron and grass?
Yes. You have grass huts.
Yes.
And then you have corrugated roof.
Okay.
That's what I mean.
Okay.
Yes.
So
when it is corrugated, it's $15. When it is grass, it's $10.
So you would a person with a house would pay $100 for the property, and then depending on whether it's thatched roof or it's corrugated sheet.
Yeah.
20, did you say 30?
No.
15?
15, 10.
15 and 10.
Yes.
Okay. And what about empty compounds?
Yeah, that one is $100.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. When do you go for assessments?
Yeah. Assessment. Normally we started this month, November.
You start in November.
Yeah.
Okay. And which of the staff go for assessment?
Like those they deploy on their districts. Normally goes on assessment.
So you mean like the other 6 revenue collectors?
Yes, the revenue collectors.
So each person goes to one district to do the assessment?
Assessment.
Who supervises?
They normally go with the badge messenger.
With the who?
Badge messenger. This is chief badge messenger.
Okay.
Yes.
But the badge messenger is not supervising. It's just.
No, it's not supervising.
It's just going with them.
Yes.
So who supervises the assessments?
No, it's only the revenue collector on the ground who will be going on the assessment. Then after the assessment, he will, make his entries. From there, he will prepare the Form B and then submit it to the office.
Do you get any guidance to do this assessment, to conduct the assessment? Do you get any guidance to conduct the assessment, or have you been given any trainings to conduct the assessment?
Yeah, before, yes. They will train you how to do the assessment.
Who?
By the finance director.
Okay.
Yes.
When is this? Is this something that's done every year, or is done when you join the
yeah,
council?
when you just join newly and you don't know how to assess. That's the time they train you how to assess.
Okay, so you don't have a documented tariff, but you have a standard fee for the properties.
Rates, yes. Exactly.
Okay. So it's essentially just telling everybody what the amount is for different types of property.
Yes.
Okay.
But
So
we do normally go with the alcalo, compound to assess the compounds.
so do you, what do you do? Do you book an appointment with the alcalo?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes. You will
And
call the alcalo before going to the village and inform that this day I'll be going there for assessment. So he will also inform the villagers that the revenue collector will be on the ground for assessment.
So on that day that you go to collect from whichever district it is it all the homeowners that pay on that day?
No. Normally the alcalo will be collecting.
Okay.
Yeah, so if we go for collection, we go direct to the alcalo, and whatsoever we find with the alcalo is what we're going to receive from the alcalo and give him the receipt against that amount of the paid tolls.
So does the alcalo note this down in a book? Or?
Yes, of course. He also have a book whereby he will write the payers.
You write the what?
The payers, those who pays to him.
Okay.
Yes.
So about how many compounds would you say are in the different districts? So which district did you collect from? Let me start there.
Well, I was in Jara East before coming to
You were what?
Jara East.
Okay.
Before coming to the main office.
Okay, so about how many compounds would you say there were?
In the whole Jara East? Oh,
You were collecting rates and there was a register, right?
yes.
Yes, so about how many?
I cannot capture it. Maybe, let's say, my village, Wellingara, I can estimate it can go up to 400 compounds.
Okay.
So like Pakaliba also might be around 150 compounds, yes, exactly.
So the alcalo collects these monies and then you go and collect it from him.
Yes.
So at the time that you're collecting the monies from him, you issue every single receipt
Of
for
course.
the month.
Yes.
Now, the receipts that you provide, these are GTR receipts?
GTR receipt, yes, individually.
All right. So is it at that point that you give the alcalo his commission?
Yes, of course.
And how much is the commission?
It's 10%.
So you calculate 10% of everything that he's collected and give him?
Yes.
Do you prepare any documentation for him?
Yes.
Okay,
There is a document whereby we prepare, we write his name, amount he paid, the 10% against that amount, and then he will sign it.
He signs it?
Yes.
Do you sign it as well?
Huh?
Do you sign it as well?
No. He is the only guy to sign it.
And then,
Or thumbprint it. Then
what's the name of that document?
that is the commission, 10% commission.
Do you have anyone like that on you?
No, I don't have it here, but it is in the office.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a commission sheet basically?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, and then you take that back where?
To the director of finance.
You take it to the director of finance?
Yes.
You do not have a receiving cashier, or is that the director of finance?
Yeah, the finance manager is there.
Okay, so director of finance and finance manager.
Yes.
Who is under the finance manager?
Under the finance manager, that's the cashier.
Okay, so you have a director of finance, finance manager, cashier,
Yes.
accountant,
Yes, account assistant.
account assistant.
Yes.
That's you.
Yes, that's me.
You're the only account assistant.
No. There is another guy also is an account assistant.
So there are two of you,
We are twin.
but no accountant.
No accountant.
How many cashiers are there?
It's only one.
Only one.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go back to the director of finance with the commission paper.
Yes, exactly.
And
That's the when, like for example, if we go to Jara East and we find the revenue collector, we went on rates and taxes collection. So after paying the alcalos, this is the commission. Now that particular revenue collector will be coming for submission. So when coming for submission, he will also bring that form to submit it to director of finance.
so when you collect the revenue from the alcalo, what do you do with it?
Yeah, they deposit it to the bank.
Okay, so you go to the bank before you come back for submission.
Yes.
What bank do you
Trust
deposit
bank.
in? Trust Bank. And you do this every time you go and collect rates?
Yes.
Okay. So are there any rates that you collect that have not been collected by the alcalo, or all of them go through the alcalo?
No, only at the alcalo.
Only
Only
from-
certain when the payers, like the villagers are not paying. Sometimes we also make an exercise, go with the alcalo and a bad messenger to compound and make collection.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but the alcalo is always involved.
Yeah.
So even those collections, you would give him his percentage.
His commission, yes.
Okay. Now, what about when you collect trade licenses?
Yeah, trade license also the same. We collect, give the individual his receipt. At the end of the day, deposit the cash to the bank.
Sorry, can you speak louder?
I mean, the trade license also is the same. After receiving cash from there, we'll give them their receipt, and then the money will be deposited to the bank.
So, is it all the collections that you do that you deposit into Trust Bank?
Not only Trust Bank. Sometimes others goes to Reliance.
Okay. How many banks do you or are you authorized to deposit into?
It's only Trust Bank and then Reliance.
Okay. When do you deposit to Reliance?
Reliance, no. For Reliance, for me personally, I'm not depositing to Reliance.
You don't deposit into Reliance?
Yes, some of our guys are depositing to Reliance.
Who tells you which bank account to deposit to?
The Director of Finance.
Okay, so when does he tell you to deposit into Reliance?
Huh?
When does he tell you to deposit into Reliance?
Like the market collector at the market is the guy who deposits to Reliance.
Okay, so the market collectors deposit in Reliance,
Yes.
and then the other revenue lines go to Trust Bank?
He sometimes deposit to Reliance and deposit to Trust Bank. The market collector.
So how do you know which one to deposit to? Or do you decide which one you want to deposit to?
No, for me, I deposit in Trust Bank.
Yes, you're saying that. So the
Yes.
market collector.
For the market collector, he is sometimes instructed by the finance director to deposit to Reliance or to Trust Bank.
Okay.
Yes.
So yes, you were saying when you collect the trade license, then you deposit into Trust Bank.
Yeah.
So tell us what happens after that. What's the procedure?
Yeah, after depositing, at the end of every week, we close our books.
So you have a cash book.
Yes.
And when you do your collections every day, you enter it into the cash book.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then after report to the Director of Finance, to him to check all your bank slip against the amount you collected. When it tallies, then he give you a receipt.
Okay. So he confirms at the end of every week.
Yeah, before giving you a receipt, he confirm.
He gives you a receipt.
Yes.
And what happens to that receipt?
That receipt you will attach it in your cash book.
Okay.
Yes.
So if your cash book does not tally at the end of that week, what happens?
He will ask you to pay the money that is sought. You're going to be responsible.
All right. And so at the end of the week, he tallies your cash book.
Yes.
Does he enter the details into any system?
No, only in the cash book. He will make his comments in the cash book and then draw a receipt, then attach it in your cash book.
So at Mansakonka Area Council, you only use GTRs?
Yes, we use GTRs.
You don't have any digital revenue collection system?
No. Only GTR we use. As now.
And when you're being given your GTRs, how often are you giving GTR books?
The receipt? Yeah, whenever you exhaust a receipt book and you submitted everything to the Director of Finance, that's the time he will give you another receipt book.
So when you're being issued with the books, is there a ledger where they're entered into?
Huh?
Is there a ledger or book where they enter the details of the receipt books that you've been given?
Yeah, we have the CRBR, whereby all the receipt books have been entered.
Okay.
And if you are given a receipt, you will sign against that CRBR.
And when you've used up the receipt books, what happens?
When after using the receipt book, as I just tell you, you will come to the Director of Finance for reconciliation.
Okay.
Yes, from there when you reconcile, then the exhausted receipt book, you have to keep it with you.
You have to keep it with you?
Yes, whenever.
You don't give it back to the Director of Finance?
No. Because you signed the book. So when it messes with the Director of Finance, if audit comes, you are going to be responsible, despite you give it to the Director of Finance for safekeeping.
So when the audit, excuse me. So when the auditors come, what happens? You just give them the used books?
If auditors comes, they will come. If they comes, they will go through the CRBR and then see. Then they will ask me to produce all those receipts.
And then you'll give them the books?
Yes, and I will give them that receipt books together with my cash book.
Okay.
Yes.
When the auditors prepare their draft report, and if for any reason you are named in the report, are you...
No.
Not at any time?
No, only once.
Okay.
That
when
is
was that?
That is the receipt I show you here.
That's for the 2018 audit report?
Exactly.
So when were you shown? Was it before the report was finalized, before management wrote back?
No, after the audit report, when they came, they sent a copy to the council.
Okay.
Yes, so that's the time.
When they sent the copy
to the council, then the director of finance will put it to anybody whom you know that you have a query on the audit report.
So when you were shown that query, what happened?
I don't get you clear.
When you were shown the audit report with the query that contained your name,
yes,
what happened? Did you give a response? Did you provide an explanation to your director?
To the director? No.
You didn't provide an explanation to the director?
No.
Okay. Now, are there instances where you do not pay revenue collected to the bank directly?
Yes, sometimes.
Okay.
Yes.
When are those times?
Sometimes if there is emergency, the director of finance can call you that they need money, so you have to bring it to the office. But as for me, if I come to the office and pay any amount to the director of finance, I make sure he gives my receipt.
So the director of finance gives you a receipt when you give him
Yes, even whereby he spend it in vouchers, I request for my receipt that I attach in my cash book. Then the vouchers will be with him.
And when when he's closing your book every week, he'll reconcile that?
Yes, and then that receipt I will attach it from that.
So which vouchers are you talking about?
No, I mean, you know, like if you bring the cash, they'll pay it on expenses, and there will be vouchers provided.
Payment vouchers?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So sometimes they will like give you the payment voucher to have it. Whenever you come for submission, then you reconcile. But for me, what I'm saying, any amount I pay to him, I make sure he gives me the receipt, whereby if I'm coming for reconciliation, I'll come with the receipt.
So they show you the payment, they give you the payment voucher sometimes?
Yes, sometimes.
Who would prepare that payment
The director
voucher?
of finance.
The director of finance?
Yes.
And would it be signed by him?
No.
So it's an unsigned payment voucher?
No, the director will sign it, and then the CEO
will sign that payment voucher?
Because I will not know on what payment are they going to use the money. So the only thing I do is to have my receipt. That defends me also, that I already handed over that cash to them. But I will not know on what expenses are they going to spend it.
So then, what about the instances where they give you the payment vouchers? Because the payment vouchers would say what they're...
This is what I'm saying. For example, if I give them, if I give the director of finance at $5,000, and he prepare a voucher of $5,000 to hand it over to me, I will say no. He will give me a receipt, then he will handle his own voucher, because he make the payment. I don't make any payment.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't accept the payment
of course,
vouchers?
This is what I'm
you only
saying.
accept
I
the
only
receipt.
accept the receipt from him.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, which director of finance is this that you're talking about?
That's the then director of finance, Jammeh, Mr. Jammeh.
Mr. who?
Jammeh.
What's his full name?
Well, is it? I can't remember the name, but it's Jammeh.
What year was this?
This is just 2018, 2019.
And you don't remember your director of finance name?
Yeah, you know, we just normally call him Mr. Jammeh, so I could not capture the name. It's something N Jammeh, something like, is it Nopal Jammeh, something like that. Okay,
so after that director of finance, who was your director of finance?
Yeah, after it was Salah, Bajibi Salah. From that guy, Bajibi Salah was there.
When was Bajibi Salah director of finance?
Bajibi Salah was there in 2019, July, if I can recall.
Okay.
Yes.
2019 July.
Yes.
So let's talk about the receipts that you provided and the audit report for Mansakonko Area Council, the 2018 audit report.
Okay.
I'll just show you this. This is exhibit ARMAC 001. Assistant Registrar. Assistant Registrar. So, Mr. Balde, before we look at the report actually, how many cash books do you use in, say, a month? Mr. Balde?
Yes.
How many cash books do you use in a month?
Cash book?
Sorry, GTR books.
Okay, GTR books.
Yes.
Yeah, it depends.
Okay.
Sometimes might be 2 or 3 in a month.
Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
And so you became accounting assistant in 2015.
Yes.
So since 2015 to date, you've been collecting revenue.
Yes.
Okay. And what do you do as an accounting assistant?
My responsibility was just to go and collect revenue, as I just tell you. I was in the office, but I do not go out for revenue collector. Only if I'm given assignment in the office by the director of finance.
So essentially, you're a revenue collector, but sometimes you do accounting work?
Assignments, like I mean.
Accounting assignments,
Yes.
like what?
Like, for example, if it comes to the abstraction of the cash book, summary, yes, and like.
Okay.
Yes.
But that's not often.
Huh?
That's not often. You don't do that often.
No.
How many times? Maybe twice a month?
Yes.
Okay. So the audit report stated, I'll just read what the finding was. So it says examination of GTRs against the collector's cash book revealed that collections amounting to $32,945 for the period under review was not paid by the underlisted collector. The audit also noted that expenditures amounting to $16,000 was made by the said collector out of the revenue collected by completing payment vouchers, and these payment vouchers were authorized by the CEO.
Okay.
Out of the unpaid revenue collected, which is $32,945, only $16,000 was spent, leaving an outstanding balance of $16,945 unpaid.
Yes.
So they said that the collection dates are from the 25th of April 2018 to the 26th of June 2018. The collector's name is Lamin Balde. The GTR numbers are 2855151 to 2855200, and the amount collected is 13,570.
Okay.
And then the second range was from 7th of July 2018 to 15th of August 2018. The collector's name is Lamin Balde. The GTR numbers are 2855601 to 2855645, and the amount collected was $19,375. So that's what made up the $32,945. Now they said that the implication is underpayment of collections could lead to suppression of council's revenue. This is an indication of poor control environment of the council. Now, can you explain to us how this happened?
Yeah, well, for this audit report, I was never aware of it.
You said you were shown the report.
No, but for this one, I'm talking about for this receipt. But for this one, I was never shown this report.
This is the report for 2018.
Yes.
In your statement, you said that you were shown the report.
No, here.
So let me just find what your statement says. On the issue of underpayment of cash revenue amounting to $32,945 carried by the auditors for the year 2018. I cannot remember being confronted by either the audit team or the management of the council, and this happened a few years ago. Thus, I am not in possession of the cash book I was using during the period. Okay, so you said you were not confronted by the management
No.
or by the...
In fact, This come to my notice when these investigators come.
Okay.
That's the time I know that this issue is here, but I have never been aware of it.
So then the receipt that you provided, which is for 31,215, and it says that payment of audit query for 2018. So was there a second audit query for 2018?
Yes, in fact, when they called me, I was expecting that it was this one. Because for this one already, when it comes, I was informed about it.
Okay.
Yes, and I was even suspended pertaining to this.
Do you have a copy of that letter? The suspension letter?
No, I researched it because I researched it was with my promotion to senior revenue collector, and then there's another document. So, but I researched it, but I could not find it. But I was suspended.
So, can you tell us what happened with this 31,250?
No, for this one, as I just tell you, it was not put into me. I never know.
No, not that one. That's 32,000.
Okay, it's 32.
The one
yeah,
that you
one
have a
was
receipt
also
for.
a shortage.
It was what?
It's a cash shortage.
Cash shortage. Okay.
Yes.
How did that happen?
You know, it's through the audits. You know, sometimes like entries. Yeah, most of these cases come through the entries. Sometimes, for example, if it is $1,000, you know, sometimes at 9 o'clock I do my entries. So sometimes.
So at 9 o'clock you do what?
No, at night I mean. Sometimes,
at night you do what?
Yes, I do entries on my cash book.
Entries into your cash book.
Yes.
Okay.
So, for example, like the receipt, sometimes if they draw.